City budget talks underway.
But we want to make sure that Calgarians see the value for money from that.
And Calgarians can brace for another tax hike.
It's where the love of the game is built.
A new free-to-use soccer pitch is coming to Calgary. And late payments, what the minister responsible for Alberta's disability support income is saying.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good afternoon. Councillors are looking at the next 4-year budget cycle, and Calgarians are already being told to expect another tax increase. All of the discussions at City Hall are happening behind closed doors. Our Jordan Canagan joins us live with more. And Jordan, we are going to have to wait to learn how much more we'll pay next year.
Camilla, we will, and that's because it is still months away from that budget actually being finalized. But what we are hearing is that city councillors and city officials are hearing pitches from different city departments about what they need for the next 4 years. But yes, all of those discussions are happening behind closed doors, and that's where council spent most of their day today. What we do also know, though, is the Calgary Police Service and Calgary Fire Department are asking for budget increases. The police chief has previously said the services ask will be significant as they hope to hire more than 600 additional officers by 2030. She was here at City Hall today making the case to council for additional money. We also know Calgary is behind on infrastructure spending and would need billions of dollars to catch up on deteriorating bridges, roads, and water pipes. We don't yet know what the property tax increase will be, but we know one is coming.
There is going to be some level of increase to Calgarians on their tax bill in the coming years, but we want to make sure that Calgarians see the value for money from that. It needs to be to address public safety. It needs to be able to fix the pipe.
Now, those budget talks are continuing in City Hall just to my left. But again, all of those numbers are confidential for now. This is coming during a pretty busy agenda in what is their last meetings before their summer breaks. They're also set to talk about a potential lobbyist registry and also a possible boost to their own office budgets.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. Calgary police say a woman who was hit by a C train yesterday afternoon has died from her injuries. Police say the woman walked onto the tracks as a C train approached the Shaganappi Point LRT station. Officials say the C train operator activated the horn and emergency brakes but hit the woman. She was taken to hospital where she later died. Police say they are investigating if the woman was impaired. Investigators would like to hear from anyone with additional information about the incident. Aerial and ground searches continue today for an 81-year-old man who was last seen hiking in Waterton Lakes National Park over a week ago. On July 16th, Bob Toothill set out to hike the Great Divide Trail and was expected to arrive July 22nd in Coleman. He was reported missing the next day. Family last heard from him on July 17th, and he was last seen on the 19th on the road trail near the Waterton town site. Toothill is described as an avid outdoorsman by his daughter, who could easily hike 20 kilometers in a single day. This case highlights the importance of leaving your exact trip plan and sticking to it.
Having a trip plan left with a responsible individual ahead of time helps narrow down where we think the individual might be.
Parks Canada is asking the public to not conduct any volunteer searches because of the rugged terrain could put people at risk, impacting ongoing search efforts. A 65-year-old Calgary man is dead following a fall on Mount Temple scrambling route in Banff National Park last Saturday. Parks Canada says the man was hiking with a group of people when he slipped and fell. The group called for help and visitor safety specialists responded. A heli sling was used to lift him to a staging area, but Parks Canada says he was pronounced dead at the scene. A worker was injured this morning while working on the roof of a southeast Calgary care facility. While the man's injuries were not life-threatening, he was unable to make his own way down. So with the help of Calgary Fire's technical rescue team, they used a tower ladder truck to safely lower the worker to the ground. The man was placed into an awaiting ambulance where he was transported to hospital in stable condition. A new poll on separatist sentiment suggests an overwhelming majority of voters in every Alberta region want to remain in Canada. Let's bring in Tim Brooke with the details. Tim, this poll surveyed 2,000 voters online in early June.
Yes, the group that did this poll claims that it is tied for the largest publicly released poll on Alberta's constitutional future. And really, it says what a lot of people were expecting it to say, and that's the number of citizens who want to remain in Canada outnumber those who don't. Here's a look at the figures. The largest support for staying in Canada is in the big cities. Calgary had 78% of respondents who say they'll definitely or probably vote to stay, and Edmonton had 80%. And even in more rural areas, the stays won by at least 2-1. 66% of respondents in central and in northern Alberta claim they'll vote to remain, and 72% of those in the south feel the same way. Experts say, however, that doesn't necessarily mean the vote is a guarantee.
Everything is going to be about turnout when we get close to referendum day. For separatists, obviously, this is a first chance to express this view at the ballot box, so we can expect turnout among those supporters to be quite high. It's really easy for people who support staying in Canada to sort of shrug this off, look at a long line at the polling station, and not show up.
This poll was done by Innovative Research Group on behalf of Vote to Stay, which is a registered third-party advertiser that includes former Alberta Premier Jason Kenney. Now, of course, over the last number of months, Kenney's been a vocal supporter of staying in Canada, and he's chatted a lot about the economic impacts, the negative economic impacts, if Alberta, in fact, does separate. And Vote to Stay has other data out this week that claims an independent Alberta could face a $27.2 billion deficit in its first year if, in fact, it does leave.
All right, Tim, thank you so much. A new free-to-use community soccer pitch will be coming to Calgary in the future. It's part of a funding initiative between the city, federal government, and the Canadian Tire Jumpstart charity. Moses Woldu has the details for us. And Moses, what have you been hearing from the minor soccer community about the impact of this project?
Well, Camilla, the Calgary Minor Soccer Association are thrilled with the news and hopefully can also use the news of the FIFA World Cup and the success there as a springboard for more soccer-related facilities in the future here in Calgary. The specific one that will be built here is the city is part of one of 25 communities in the country to be part of the Jumpstart project to see community soccer pitches across Canada by 2029. The federal government will provide more than $2 million through Sport Canada. The Calgary Minor Soccer Association says the new mini pitch, which is roughly 18 by 35 meters, is expected to be built with full lighting and would be comparable to a brand new outdoor rink providing access to the public.
It's very similar to the outdoor hockey rink, the ODR concept, where, as a youth myself, I grew up at an ODR, and, there's twice as many soccer players here in Calgary, and it's finally their chance to have that gathering place where they can keep the ball in play, have a little bit of competition, and really connect with their community.
Now, according to the city, we're looking at the timeline here in terms of when and where this will be in place. They're not sure entirely as of yet. They will be sharing following a community engagement and planning, but it is good news for both sides. The city is also encouraged with their game plan strategy. So all in all, a positive first step. We'll see how it continues.
All right, Moses, thank you very much for that. The beautiful game to the beautiful weather. I guess it all depends on who you ask.
Well, and it's nice to see Tim and Moses out there not getting rained on or dealing with thunderstorms. They're out in some sunshine. That's the story this week. And we have more reasonable heat in Calgary in comparison to other places in southern Alberta, like, for example, the southeast corner, and it will continue to do that. We will really increase in temperature by Saturday. So our long weekend, half of it anyway, will be quite hot. 29 degrees is the temperature right now. The skies are clear. We are under a ridge of high pressure. This is going to keep things stable right through to the end of Saturday. And then the game will change on Sunday. And we'll talk more about that in the longer range forecast in a little bit later in the show. All right, let's talk about air quality health index because we're low right now. We're at a 3. We're going to get a wind from the direction of Washington and Oregon State tonight and through parts of tomorrow, which it will be a weaker wind, but it may be just enough to pump us up from moderate to high tomorrow at times. So just keep that in mind. Check out your air quality health index before heading out if you have any underlying health conditions. 27 degrees as the high for tomorrow. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Still to come, TikTok, a looming strike, and still no deal in the WestJet flight attendants' labor dispute. Also, rising skin cancer rates in Alberta, and the concerning trend doctors are seeing among their patients. Still no deal between WestJet and the union representing flight attendants. Flight attendants are poised to walk off the job as early as Sunday. WestJet is letting customers flying between July 30th and August 4th to make one-time changes to their bookings without fees. The airline says talks with the union continue to progress, and it's optimistic an agreement can be reached. More Canadians will be able to renew their passports online. Previously, there was a daily cap of 2,000 applications, but starting today, that limit has been removed. To be eligible, applicants must have an address in Canada and be older than 16 when they got their last passport. They must also have received it within the last 15 years, among other requirements. Anyone applying will still need to get a passport photo taken and submitted by digital copy. In-person and mail-in passport renewal options are still available. Thinking about taking a little vacation, renewing that passport, but why when you got the sunshine right in your backyard?
Right? Yeah, we have the good stuff here. A lot of heat, especially for the southeast corner of the province where, they'll get close to that 40-degree mark later this week.
Okay.
But we're more reasonable on that heat scale in Calgary. So it's hot, it won't be that hot. And look at the skies right now, the blue sky, the sun is out, just a few little puffy clouds. It's stable out there. If you look way off to the west, there is some things happening, but we have high pressure in place, so it's not likely to make its way towards the city. All right, 29 degrees is our daytime high and current temperature in Calgary. We won't be quite as warm for tomorrow, but still hot. 32 in Brooks right now, Lethbridge, 34 in Medicine Hat. So you can see that southeast corner much hotter than what we're getting, and that will continue to be the story this week. In fact, they'll remain in the 30s every day right through Saturday. All right, so you can see the cloud cover being directed up and around us. This has been the story for the last few weeks for most days. And the jet stream is what's moving up off to the north. And a lot of storms, the jet stream is basically the storm track, and they follow along. So the clouds, the active weather follows up and around. That's why this has been driving so much active weather into central Alberta this summer. And we've been fairly stable. Yes, a couple things can sneak through at times, but that's not really the case as we head through the next few days, really for the rest of this week. So again, a lot of this fizzles out because we have high pressure in place and it doesn't have enough steam to make it over. We just don't have all the ingredients in place. So it's less likely we'll see any of that. In fact, it should just be directed up into central Alberta for the rest of today and the rest of this week. So you can look at the jet stream in the lighter orange here, and this is going to move up, and this ridge of high pressure is actually going to intensify as we head into long weekend. So we're going to get a bigger push of hot air from the south, which will get Calgary into a high of 33 degrees by Saturday. And then this weather pattern will change for Sunday. The jet stream will shift south. That will direct more storms and activity into southern Alberta by Sunday, and we'll get some somewhat cooler temperatures. All right, so looking at the futurecast, you can see all that activity, clouds, showers, thunderstorms directed up and around us for the next couple of days, right through till the end of Saturday. 27 degrees is our high for tomorrow. One key thing, though, for tomorrow, we are going to get a push of air that will come from Washington and Oregon State, and that will be smokier air. Now, the wind won't be strong, but it could be just enough to pump us up too high on that air quality health index for parts of tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. If you have underlying health conditions, check out that air quality health index before heading out. 27 is our high in the city tomorrow. 28 for Thursday. Air quality should be back down to moderate or low. By Friday, you're looking at 31 degrees, and there's your 33 by Saturday. We get down to normal temperatures for Sunday, and that will likely come with some thunderstorms. That's your 5-day forecast, brought to you by Centra Install Pros, your window and door replacement specialists.
With plenty of sun and heat ahead, experts are urging the public to use sunscreen. This comes as melanoma cases continue to rise in the province. Cancer Care Alberta anticipates approximately 1,350 new cases of melanoma this year. That would be more than twice what was recorded 10 years ago. Skin cancer is primarily caused by UV rays from the sun or tanning beds. Melanoma Canada points to the increase in older people's sun exposure catching up with them. However, one dermatologist says he and his colleagues are noticing young people being diagnosed too.
People are coming in younger with more sun damage. There is an increased use from just my anecdotal evidence of tanning beds among my patients, at least a history of them. People don't seem to be as wary of sunburns and tanning and whatnot as they did maybe just a few years ago.
He recommends people stay away from tanning beds to help prevent melanoma, along with using sunscreen, sun protecting hats, and clothing which protects against the sun. A retired Navy captain's forever impact just ahead, remembering Bill Wilson and his devotion to family and preserving Alberta's naval history. Another clear winner from this year's FIFA World Cup. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popwich Carmeli Advisory Group. And Robert, we're not talking about Spain.
No, this is, well, we talked about Adidas before being a winner on the apparel side, and this time it's the beverage war, and it was Coke that won today because they came out with their earnings, and they had blockbuster earnings, and it was a lot part of due to the World Cup. They did a lot of commercials. They had a lot of exposure on the social media platforms. They had over 9 billion hits, and it equated to amazing sales. And I always like to see what kind of sales they got during events like this, and it was the lower calorie options. They saw Coke Zero was a big one, Diet Coke, you had your sports drink like your Powerade, and their water brands as well did fantastic during those events. So the stock was up for its biggest day, over 5%, as the biggest single day in over 5 years for Coca-Cola.
Guilty. I'm a Coke Zero drinker myself. Okay, and a possible game changer in the mobile phone space. So what is Apple up to now?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Apple's, coming out with all of the details on their Apple Upgrade program, which is a lease program for your iPhones, watches, and some other Macs and some other expensive products because, they've had the buy now, pay later options, but now they're saying, hey, just lease these and you can then upgrade or buy back. So they're doing this direct through Apple stores and to Apple online through Klarna. They buy now, pay later. So, but this is you will not be owning these products. So I think this is an interesting one because they're about to unveil all of the new products, especially these foldable iPhones in September that are going to have a huge price tag. With the price of chips, all of these prices are going up. So this is going to be an easier way to promote bigger sales. In Canada, not available, but you can do similar programs through your service providers here.
Good to know. Okay, Robert, thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Albertans expecting their disability income support payments today may have to wait a few days. Alberta's Minister of Assisted Living and Social Services, Nathan Newdorf, posted online that he's aware of technical issues affecting some August ADAP payments. He adds that the province is working to identify those impacted clients. In a statement by Newdorf's office this afternoon, it says corrected payments will be released within 3 business days of an affected client being identified. The maximum benefit under Alberta's new ADAP program is $1,740. Calgarians are being told to prepare for another tax increase. Here's Ian White with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Camilla, the warning comes as councillors meet behind closed doors about the next 4-year budget cycle. Both the Calgary Police Service and Fire Department are asking for more money. Coming up at 6, what one councillor is saying about raising taxes to cover those costs. Also ahead, Calgary is getting a new community soccer pitch that will be free to use. Coming up at 6, the difference it's expected to make for the next generation of players. Camilla?
Ian, thank you so very much. A Southern Alberta man who was a gunner at D-Day has died. Retired Navy Captain Bill Wilson passed away on Monday. We featured Wilson the year he celebrated his 100th birthday. Wilson served on the organizing committee for the 1988 Calgary Winter Olympics and was the driving force behind the Naval Museum of Alberta and the military museums in Calgary. His family is remembering him as a devoted family man, mentor, and patriot who will continue to inspire generations of Canadians. Wilson was 101. Oh, lots of sunshine, a lot of blue sky out there. 29 degrees is the high. It will start to cool off, maybe just a little bit as the evening settles in. Danielle will have your hot details next. All right, so dare I ask, are we going to get a break from all this heat at some point?
You know what, and we were talking off air during the commercial break. It is kind of nice to get a bit of a cool down and then go back up. For a lot of people, specifically people who don't have air conditioning because, you know, you need a break sometimes, I guess. 29 degrees the current temperature. That's our daytime high. A normal high is 24. We're going to be closer to normal for the second half, basically, of long weekend. So 27 for tomorrow, 28 for Thursday, and then in the 30s for Friday and Saturday. But we should bump down to about 22, 23 degrees on Sunday. That will, though, likely come with some thunderstorms.
All right, Danielle, thank you. The Chinese Cultural Center is hosting a summer camp and has brought in instructors from a university in China. 150 Chinese Canadian students have enrolled in the Grand Garden Summer Camp program. The instructors are from the Harbin Normal University and are focusing on 5 courses for the 6 to 12-year-olds. They're teaching calligraphy, music, paper cutting, the dragon dance, and martial arts. It's the first time the instructors have been to Canada and are excited to share their traditional knowledge of Chinese culture with the students.
This is all the first time for us to do it. This is a great for the program. And also all the students no need to pay anything. They're free from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock for the whole day camp.
An opening ceremony is taking place this evening at the Chinese Cultural Center. What a win-win for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.